to the channel. So today, as you can see, we are unboxing my new Team Associated RC10SC6.4 short course truck kit. Number of firsts for me in terms of the channel, and just, you know, in the time I've been messing around with RCs. This is my first ever kit, believe it or not. It is also my first ever proper two-wheel drive experience. Now, if you go way back into my channel, I used to have a Rustler and briefly an E5 storm, but I actually never ran them. I kind of bought them, fixed them and sold them. I never actually used them. So this is actually going to be the first time I'm going to A, have a kit, and B, actually use it properly. Now, reasons I've got this, as I'm sure you guys know, on my channel, I obviously have the SC6.4 Now, the reason for getting a two-wheel drive, couple of reasons, but the main reason is my local club track recently changed its rules where four-wheel drive trucks are no longer there's not enough of them to create a own heat, and it's obviously unfair running two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, although I'm still running with stadium trucks, but that's a different discussion. So really, on the market at the moment, there's only two options really, from what I can see at the time of this filming, which is 2025, for two-wheel drive short course truck kits. It's going to be this and the X-Ray SC6.4, I think, or 24, and because I know basically nothing about X-Ray, I know they're a massive company, so don't get angry with me. I've heard the name Team Associated obviously more, and I've had their stuff before, so I'm more comfortable going with this. And from what I understand, there's a lot of things that are interchangeable between this and the T's and the B's of the SC of the 0.6s basically. So yeah, so I opted to go with this. Now, in this video, obviously, I'm going to unbox the kit. There's nothing amazing about that. I'm also going to, towards the end of the video, come back and show you the kit all built up and kind of just go over some of the quirks, if I find anything you're going to need, all that side of stuff, and kind of go through how I thought the build went. So without further ado, obviously this is the box. I have already cut the seal open because I had to check a couple of things because I wasn't too sure what came with it and stuff like that. So it's actually the wrong way to me, but the correct way to you. So yeah, right on top, as I say, this isn't actually how it comes as box. This is, I have actually taken it out and just looked at things, but not properly looked at everything. So right on top, lovely looking chassis plate, anodized, you know, proper, like, milled out for lightweight, etc. Although the irony is you actually tend to put the weight back in with different brass weights and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, chassis is number one. Bag 10, I have no idea how many bags, I'm literally shooting this video from the hip. Bag 10, battery hold down stuff. What do we have here? Bag 6 is motor plate, spur gear, gear cover, rear bumper maybe, from what I can tell, in that bag. Bag 1, okay, this is where everything starts, so I'll make a note of that. Servo horns, steering, upper steering, brace and a host of bearings. And then bag 9 is your shock assembly. Again, another first for me. I've taken apart shocks, so I've never actually built them brand new. So it's all going to be a learning experience for me. I'll probably get it wrong, which is why I will say this, I'm not going to do a build series on this, because if I'm honest, I will probably make up quite a few mistakes. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Bag 3, back on track, front steering knuckles by the looks of things. Pins, outer pins, yeah, that looks like front steering components to me. Bag 5, we have the ball diff. Now, in my situation, I'm waiting for it, it's not here, a gear diff, because I run in high bite Astro turf, so a ball diff on that type of surface and like carpet, it's just going to destroy it. So I won't actually, I might keep this for wet, but I'm not going to run it in dry, which is what I intend to do, because I don't want to rebuild it all the time. Bag 11 is some shock oil, Well, I don't know actually what weight it is. 35 weight. No, it says there 35 weight right on the front. Bag 7 we have rear blocks and some wheel hexes, which look to be aluminium, which is nice. It's cool. Big bag, bag 2. Oh, this is about a lot of businesses. Front arms, sway bar, carbon fibre shock towers, front bumper, chassis side rails, maybe turnbuckle ends potentially. I'm not too sure. Yeah, okay. So that's that bag. Turnbuckles, oh here's turnbuckles, bag 8 turnbuckles, and they give you a little turnbuckle wrench, which is nice. I've never built turnbuckles, apparently it's a really hated thing, but we'll see how I go. I'd probably hate it and all. And bag 4 control arms rear, and they give you the pills, which if you're not aware what pills are, it's all new to me and all, is so you can adjust your anti-squat, your toe, etc. from the inner with these different pills, which give you different settings. And at the bottom here we have bags, obviously instruction manual, aerial, some 3M double-sided tape, some stickers, and a nice graphic of the truck, and box empty. So yeah, like I say, I'm going to get all this together. To help finish this off, I've also bought, sorry I'm rustling off screen, so because I wasn't sure if this actually came with sway bars, because there's a mixed opinions whether it comes and doesn't come with sway bars, I've got RC10SC6.4 sway bars, front and rear, which I believe are correct for it. Again, if I build it and they don't fit, I will tell you. Then I've also got a pinion gear, because it doesn't come with a pinion gear. It also doesn't come with a servo horn, but what I'm going to do to complete this truck is actually nick a lot of the electronics out of my Techno to get this built, and then once I've got enough money again, I will put electronics back in whichever truck is needed. But yeah, so I will get this all built and I'll come back and we'll see the complete truck, and I'll go over kind of my thoughts on how the build went. As a new time builder, is this something I'd recommend a newbie trying to build? And yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright guys, now I've got the kit built up. As you can see it here, I've gone for another J Concepts High Flow 2 body, which is the body that was on my SC6.4 SL. Cut it up, drilled obviously the holes and whatnot, so I'm going to get on to painting that maybe later on today or whatnot. In terms of the kit itself, in terms of how it went together, would I recommend it for a new timer? Yes and no. It really depends, because there's steps on there that are not totally clear, and it could just be me, like, you know, I haven't built kits before or whatever, but it's small things like the front shock tower. There's three or four bolts where it doesn't actually say where they go, and they're two different sizes, and it's just little things like that, and you can work it out, but it's little details like that are missing. But on the whole, the instructions were easy enough to follow. Other little gripes, like there's little things like for the cost, like these kits are not cheap. This was £360 to buy in UK money, and it's just small things like they give you a bottle of shock oil, but they don't give you green slime, which they tell you to use to build the shocks. So you're basically 3/4 of the way through building it and you realise you need more things to build it. Now I'm sure there's somewhere that says, you know, you need this and this to build the kit, but I just think for the cost of how much a little pot of that stuff would be, just include it in the kit. But that's my opinion. But obviously they could argue, you know, if you're a kit builder like a racer, you'd have this sort of stuff on hand. So which is why I kind of say it might not be fully for beginners. But in terms of fit, finish and everything, all goes together well. It's not fully finished, like I said. I'm waiting for my gear diff to turn up, so there is actually no diff in here. So I'll just build it up around it, and I'll take it apart later to put the diff in. Anything that I found difficult in putting it together, so the cross pin that goes into the back of this metal plate here, which obviously gives you your slipper clutch, the metal pin was extremely difficult to get in. It was not easy, and the point where I thought I was actually starting to bend the slipper clutch shaft. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. So that was one thing, and the other thing, like the construction, so the way the control arm, like the hinge pins on the outer edge, are captured by really small M2, I think it is, by 3mm bolts. They're tiny, and I only had it happen once, but I was literally just doing it up, and the end of the button head just snapped off. So now that is now stuck in the control arm. So I either drill it out super carefully, or I get new control arms with new hardware, which is a little bit annoying, considering it wasn't even done up, it wasn't even tight, it just snapped the end off. So that's a little thing, but I was going to change the gull wing arms, I think, anyway, depending on how it goes on the track. Things I've done different to the kit instructions, just small things. So instead of running the shocks on the back, they're running on the front, because it's better for high grip surfaces. It calms the truck down, so they're on the front. What else? The pills I've set up slightly differently to how the book tells you to, but it's the box springs, the box oils, yeah, so that side of thing, I think that's all I've changed in terms of kit setup. In terms of underneath, obviously lovely, brand new. Probably won't stay like that for very long, I can assure you of that. The battery and motor in here, look, they're just here for just to mock things up, just to get in my head where everything's going to go. But yeah, I think it's a good kit. I on the fence whether I recommend it for a new timer to building kits. If you've already got like a couple of RCs and you've stocked up on, you know, oils and greases and all this sort of stuff, then absolutely cool. Yeah, you can absolutely build one of these without getting really frustrated. Turnbuckles, I agree, they are probably the worst thing to build, not because they're difficult, because they hurt your hand more than anything, tying these things together. One thing I'll give the instructions is nice little building tips throughout the build process. So like they say to use black grease to put these together. Listen, because it does help massively. But yeah, bleeding the shocks was nice and easy, because obviously they've got the vented caps. I do kind of I wish I would have seen metal caps on here, but I suppose the market, you know, you need to have upgrades available, so it's a way of getting you to buy upgrades, I suppose. But yeah, as for like all the electronics package that's going to go in here, I've got one more race to do with my SC6.4 before it is outlawed for being four-wheel drive. So it will that truck will be donoring the ESC, the ESC and the servo, and obviously the radio gear. The ESC is going to be a little bit overkill, being a Max 8 or an XR8 Pro even. Sorry, I really want to run something like an XR10 Pro in this, like buggy electronics, but it's what I've got, so it's going to go in there and see how I roll. But I think that is it. So overall, really good building experience. Oh, wheels and tyres actually. These are obviously straight off my SCT410. They have, I believe, like 0mm offset. Now with this truck you can run +3, which I will do eventually once I've worn out all my wheels and tyre packages that are no offsets. Then I will purchase +3s all round, because again it will help me on track. But that's basically it. Good kit, went together really well. Take a couple of little things. On the fence, would I recommend it for a beginner? It's more than doable, but there are going to be extra things you need, like it does have a pinion gear, does come with like loads of different servo horns, but they're plastic, comes with body clips, comes with wheel nuts, and all that kind of nickel and dime stuff. There's extra hardware that you don't use, and I have an assumption it's for like additional items, like you can do a brace here that goes to your battery strap, so the hardware's included for that. Mine didn't come with a rear sway bar, it came with a front sway bar, so it's good. I've got the rear sway bar package, and it says that in the manual it doesn't come with rears, although some people online have reported it yes came with front and rear sway bars, but mine did not, which is correct to the manual. But yeah, that's basically it, I think. So I'll stop rabbiting on. Thank you all for watching the unboxing and I don't know, build review, I suppose you could call it. If you have any questions about the kit or anything else related, drop a comment down below. If you want to see more videos on this and anything specific about the truck, just let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave feedback down below whether you like the video or not. Hit the like or dislike button depending on how you felt. And yeah, I thank you all for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.